always makes it like at the buzzer of the council meeting.
Okay.
He's like finishing a work call in the car, and then he runs up the stairs, like, I go. Then he walks in calmly, but he does it. Nice tie. Got the W and we wear the shirt. I wore my shirt yesterday.
They're on fire, they're on a winning streak. They won one game.
Well, I'm actually going to Miami to see the Dolphins hopefully beat up on the Patriots.
Good for you.
Had to take my father for his 80th birthday.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's really
I
nice.
said, I want to make a long weekend of it. Did you hear from me? You ever have?
I was on a phone conference with Chris a half hour ago.
Okay. Normally she tells me she can't make it.
With Chris Duff?
Public comments, seeing nobody from the public, I guess we don't have public comments. Approval of the meetings from the July 23rd meeting?
Motion to approve the meeting
I will
minutes?
second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye, we approve the meeting. Those minutes, senior services update.
Okay.
Got the long list, I see it.
Well, it's 3 months, so it's hard to try to get
1 minute per month.
Our membership as of today is 1,973. There's 1,611 that are Rocky Hill and 362 that are non-residents. That's from over 40 towns. Our compass was sent to the printer this morning, so I'm hoping you get it by the end of the week, or November, December. We now have Facebook, so look for photos and updates, and like us and share us at Rocky Hill Senior Center. Our ARPA funding for $62,000 has been approved, but we're still waiting for signatures. So we're holding on our end. That'll be used to buy equipment for the kitchen to help subsidize, cut back costs on paper products. Our lunch program remains pretty strong. We're up to an average about 52 a day. We had a little bit of a lull when we raised the fees for non-residents, but we're right back to where we were before. So we're doing a birthday bash on October 25th. If you're a member and your birthday's September or October, it's free. Everyone else does pay, and we have a band and we're doing pizza. That's one of the perks that we're doing for members. We try to do something every month. Doesn't make a difference you're a resident, non-resident, but if you're a member. And we do have a sponsor for that. We have 2 new classes that are starting in November. One is Introduction to Jazz Dance, and the other is line dance. We already have a line dance class, but it's popular and the ladies are asking for another class, so we're doing it on Tuesdays as well. For educational programs, back in September we had a Move Your Mind that was with Hartford Hospital, and they did a balance screening. We did a social media class, and that was presented by the library. We did estate planning. We also did Working into Retirement and Beyond by the Senior Jobs Bank. We did a Food First, the metabolic approach, which was very interesting. Jeff, the plant guy, was here last week, and he talked about pumpkins. Coming up, we have a Social Security program November 2nd, Identity Protection November 3rd. We have 2 different Medicare programs this month, one November 8th with a light dinner from 5 to 6, and then we have another one on Medicare and diabetes, and that's December 1st. We are doing a Diwali program on Friday, November 10th, which will be, the first part will be educational, an introduction to the event, And then the second part at 2:30 will be a tasting of all the sweets and talking about the food that goes with Diwali. The Senior Center's working with Human Services and the library on the Diwali celebration, which is November 4th, but it filled up so quickly, none of our seniors were able to get into it. So we decided to do this during the week on a Friday.
So your first program had like 150 seats?
125, I think we're up to 135 actually.
And that sold out?
It sold up that first morning.
And then the second one is, how many are you gonna be able to accommodate?
Well, it'll be during the day.
Yep.
And specifically for seniors.
Okay.
So I can take up to 100. I don't think I'll get that kind of attendance, but, and all of them are free.
Yep, no, it's great for a first-time event to
Yeah.
fill up that quick.
Yeah, it did fill up very quickly. We have a program called Solo Agers, Living Alone and Planning for Your Future. It gets a group together that has no children or spouses, and they talk about what's going to happen as they get older. That's History of Husky Hoops, Legacy of Greatness. That's going to be November 15th at 1 o'clock.
Is that John Molina?
No,
No?
it's not. It's someone else.
Okay.
And then for health and wellness, we have the flu clinic will be here this week, Wednesday 2 to 6, and Thursday, October 26th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Gearing up for COVID and flu and all the fun stuff, the Senior Center has personal hygiene kits that include mask, hand sanitizer, gloves, and antiseptic wipes that'll be available to the seniors. Special events. We did a lobster and jazz on August 4th that sold out. We had 30 on the wait list. So in September we did lobster and laughs. That sold out with 35 on the wait list. So we are planning in 2024 some kind of lobster event. I don't know what I'm doing with it. Yeah, it's a hot lobster roll, and it was really good, and people loved it. So we're going to do it again. Our senior picnic had all the police officers serving, and that was a lot of fun. We did a second anniversary celebration on October 5th. We had goodie bags for probably over 125 people, all homemade Italian cookies donated by Loredana's Delights, the local baker. And she also made enough cupcakes for 100 people for our lunch that day. So it was a sweet day to celebrate our anniversary. We had a mayor's luncheon and a jukebox bingo recently. Upcoming events, we have a troubadour variety show on November 1st. It's senior entertainers, very vaudeville-ish. We have a veterans breakfast, which is new this year. We're not doing a luncheon, we're doing a breakfast at 9. We have Marilyn Monroe's, who is going to entertain. And then at 10:30, we have our minibuses available to take any of the veterans that want to go to the town green for the 11 o'clock ceremony. So we're just shaking it up a bit. That's November 10th. That also allows us, we're not doing lunch, to do the Diwali program in the afternoon. So it's a little different that day. We're doing repeating our Thanksgiving pie grab and go. We have 100 apple pies coming on Monday and 100 pumpkin pies coming on Tuesday. It's one pie per family. We've got sponsors to do both. So the parking lot will be very busy that afternoon at 2 o'clock, November 20th and 21st. We're doing a country Thanksgiving on the 22nd. Dancers from U-Heart are doing a Nutcracker performance on November 29th. We're getting a visit from Santa, and we're having our choir sing for joy on December 13th. I have a Jingle Bell Jam on December 20th, and Jimmy Maz is doing a Las Vegas style show, holiday show. And then in January, we're going to do a Margaritaville Jimmy Buffett tribute, January 17th. Some intergenerational community programs, Tea at 3, which is for all ages. We did a tea with them on the 6th to talk about their programs. We did Coffee with a Cop, which worked out to be really fun and popular. We probably had about 50 or 60 people throughout the morning, which was good, and we probably had about 10 officers. Lend a Paw we hosted here with the library, and we had about a total of 24 students who did craft projects and served lunch. State Rep Carrie Wood is doing a State Services Day on November 2nd, 9:30 to 11:30, and she's invited probably like 15 to 20 different state agencies that are gonna have tables in our lobby. And everyone's laughing at me for this one, but we're doing a Dungeons and Dragons program on Tuesday, November 7th, presented by the Rocky Hill High School Dungeons and Dragons Club and the student advisor, right before Thanksgiving, so that the seniors have something maybe to talk to their grandchildren about. I thought it would be kind of fun. We'll see if we get people to come. The gift shop has
Here it's sold out.
has a total of 22 vendors, and 16 of them are senior center members. In August, we sold 196 individual items, and our sales were over $1,000. September, we had 119 individual items, and our sales were $804.
I do think I've been in the store,
Yep.
and I bet you could double it.
How?
Yeah, if you could get the square footage.
Oh.
But like Trish did the Blue
Yeah,
Star
I
moms,
bought one of those.
and those got all sold out. So they're
Yeah.
working on they're quilted table runners.
Yep.
But they can start bringing in quilts because they pump out quilts like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, it is a really tight space.
It is, yeah, there's only
Well-
so much you can put out, but the more space you had, the more you could put out, the more that store could I'm kind of convinced that, not because of but
Yeah.
just because I went in there, there's so many appealing things.
We need to get more volunteers to open up in the evening when we have the kids coming through and the parents. And we may have somebody, I have 2 younger, new members that were looking at it. So that, if we can get it open longer,
Oh,
I
and the
think
board,
that might
right,
help.
and the Board of Ed is doing, they have a restaurant dream or whatever,
Yes.
so they're looking to place students to work, so they could possibly play into staffing the store
Yeah,
for
the
certain
life skills
hours.
program.
Yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
Dream Academy, is that?
Yeah,
Dream, is that
I
what it
think
is?
so,
Yeah.
I think so,
Yeah.
yep.
It's over on New Britain Avenue.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I definitely would, I don't know if you changed it for a reason or not, but in the past, you used to invite the council to serve either Thanksgiving or a holiday meal.
I don't know if I actually invited them. I think they kind of
Right.
showed up, but would you like me to invite them? I can.
Well, no, I mean, I guess I'm kind of asking about it because I remember back during Claudia's term and Joe Komanek
Yes,
was.
you're correct.
and
We had it down in the old center
and
and
we shut
the
it
mayor would show
on the
up,
line.
Yeah,
And it
sure.
kind of, so that's a new council, so it puts all the new council
That's-
together.
It was a show up. We didn't do an official invite. We invited the town council to come to the
Yeah.
meal,
Okay.
Yeah.
and they stepped in
And
and
it's
served.
a
in
nice
that
way to bring them
Denise. Yeah.
together for maybe their first event,
Mhm.
and they
Yeah, I can do that.
corrected what that. I'm not suggesting
No,
whatever.
I think
I'm
that's.
throwing it out as an idea because it was.
It's good to have the town council see what we're doing.
Yeah.
To see it in person, because unless you're there, you don't really know what's going on.
Yeah.
And we've been lucky, we've had a lot of people from the town council come and serve,
Mhm.
so
Yeah,
I
I
think it
think-
gives everyone a better
I
idea.
think people do like to serve.
It's fun.
Yeah, exactly. It is.
Our Wee Bowlers had New Britain and Glastonbury senior centers here. I don't know if we won or lost, so I'm not gonna brag about that. Our billiard group is getting quite large, and due to the persistence of one of our volunteers, we have another table that will be donated, refurbished, from T&M Billiards, and we're getting it in November, so that's exciting. Radio City is sold out. We have a trip to Silver Bells and the Diamonds at AquaTurf on December 5th. We still have a few seats. We're doing a holiday tea at Caramore on the 14th, and we still have a few seats. Our volunteers, just for the month of September, we had 117 volunteers who contributed 966 hours of service. We had 18 volunteers take advantage of a CPR first aid training offered in August. We are now doing gift certificates as we're gearing up for the holidays. They're good for any program at the senior center. And the senior center will be closed for Thanksgiving on the 23rd and the 24th, for Christmas on December 25th and 26th, New Year's Day, and Martin Luther King Day. And that's it.
You're such a hard act to follow.
Don't try.
Okay.
Ray, she went over her 3 minutes, just to know that, just for
Way
the
over,
record.
way over.
Any
Impressive.
questions?
Any-
I mean, what, you just gotta list your sold out events. It's
I
like a
know.
concert, sold out, sold out.
Sold out, yeah.
That's great. That's great. We built
It's
it.
good,
and they
yeah.
came. So, good. Do you wanna do human services?
Sure. It's nowhere near as lengthy. So human services, all checks for anybody who applied for renter's rebate will go out on the 27th. So far, we have not heard back from the state that the amounts were decreased. So the average is $700 refund is the average, unless you have utilities included in your rent, but those people know that. So it looks like it's all good to go. Checks should be out in the next week and a half. Energy assistance program will be starting up in November. So we will refer or do any homebound applications. We will talk you through it on the phone or go to the home, pick it up, or do it on the laptop there. We have started hooking up high school and middle school seniors, as well as a local Girl Scout troop with seniors that were in need of some yard work. So we have a couple families that were in need of rakes. That we have one local woman who lost her husband, and so she's unable to, and we were able to put it out on social media. We got calls from high schoolers and a local Girl Scout troop. So any senior who is in real need, we obviously ask if there's, we can't do the whole town, but certainly if there's anybody in need of light housework, help with opening mail and reading, perhaps after school. We've had some high schoolers interested in just having tea or coffee and visiting with a senior who's homebound. We're trying to gear and target the, specifically the population that can't get to the senior center or can't participate. And so if that is the case, then please let us know. And we have recently been able to have some luck with hooking up local people here in town that can help. So please give us a shout out at Human Services. Next big program coming up, like all the departments with the holidays, we have a lot coming up. So Veterans Day, last year we did the veterans boxes overseas. And we did over 200, and this year I think we're really gearing, we're gonna finalize plans this week, but we're gearing to pledge at least 300 boxes. Given what is going on in the world and things ramping up, we really wanna try to push and get some. I did talk to an SRO officer today who was talking about getting school involvement and other things where the kids can really participate and feel like they're, doing specific things. So we really implore, especially any veterans or veteran families, if you want to be personally involved, if you would like to write letters to include in these boxes, or just give us a shout out to come down, help us stuff boxes, give us ideas, please, 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 let us know. We would love the help or suggestions.
What's your deadline for people to help you with that? 'Cause Veterans Day is
Call
coming up.
ASAP. There's no, well, the deadline is by Thanksgiving. We
Okay.
mail the boxes. So we're going to get paperwork out and then really push going forward for the rest of this month and into the first 10 or 12 days or so, maybe 14 of November, and then really try to start packing them up and getting them out. But that is our goal, 300 boxes. I think we will probably exceed it because we were way over last year. We were at 225 without, and that was mostly just town staff, so.
And what are you looking at for donations from people?
So these boxes all go to overseas for any soldier who is deployed. So we are looking at basic toiletries, but in the holiday boxes, we ask that people try to really think of something that encompasses home. So sometimes it's little tchotchkes for the holidays to decorate, tinsel or garland. Sometimes, please don't underestimate the littlest of things, bring them some joy when they're not home. So it might be trinkets, it might be gum and a little bit of candy,
There
it
were
might be
a lot of funny
things.
funny
We
things that
came up, we
people
had
did
people
last
donating
year.
like footballs for the guys to throw around. You have to remember the weather is not like it is here. A lot of these overseas in the Middle East, it's hot. But really silly
Games.
little hand games, things that you find. It doesn't have to be expensive. handwritten letters and cards really go a long way. Just it's a message from home. People, it's a heartfelt touch. So anything that anybody would like to do or include or think of, please just give us a call. If you can't get it or that's not an option, give us a suggestion. We'll try to do it on behalf of somebody, include a message, whatever. But we're really gonna push that and get our town and everybody involved again. And
You
see
have
if
a
we
list
can-
anyways, you put out.
I do put out a list, yes.
You have a list of what to do, what
Yes.
to include, what not to. There are things you can't
Yes,
include.
certain things like Dunkin' Donuts coffee is a really big one. That's a touch of home for a lot of people.
But you're not asking people to make a box.
Yep.
You're saying, bring me, if
We're
you're
gonna
gonna
put
do
out the
socks, bring me
details
10
this week.
sets of
Yes,
socks.
yes. So I think because we're looking to do so many boxes, if people want to do a box, that will certainly be an option. But I think this year what we're gonna try and do is break down some of the basics that we really just need and ask one school to do socks, one school to do maybe gum and candy so that we can keep it relatively organized.
And then you have an assembly line and you pick.
Correct,
you
and
fill
then
the
we're gonna
box.
get, yes, we have Girl Scout troops who are already making us cards and pictures, so we're really looking forward to that program again this year.
Sometimes toilet paper is really good.
Only if it's good toilet paper in it, and I can speak as parents of currently,
you probably
currently
know.
enlisted. Yeah, it's only the good toilet paper in it. So, the next program we are doing for holidays, so it is that time of year, so specifically geared at seniors for this meeting. Anybody who is home alone for the holidays, who cannot get up and cook a meal, this program, we've had it for a few years, we would really like to grow the numbers because we have the capability. It is not anything to do with your socioeconomic situation, status, we don't ask any of that. We really just want to implore anybody who is alone or does not have a hot meal for the holiday to give us a call. If there's something that you cannot eat, we will make accommodations for that. We will have a backup option, a vegetarian option or something, but please let us know. Please do not feel uncomfortable. This is not anything about needing help. This is about being a community and really just making sure that everybody, our goal is that everybody for the major holidays has a warm meal. We have a lot of really cute volunteers. Again, we have Girl Scouts, our fire department, and our police department often deliver ambulance goes out. So it's a fun time. And oftentimes they sit and chat and spend half the day. It's really fun. So please give us a call at Human Services for anybody that wants to get on that list and get a meal delivered to home. We will have our regular, I guess we're going out through Christmas, right? So we will have our regular holiday program for the holidays as well. Gift giving, so any senior specifically, if you have a grandchild, if you are in a position where you just cannot afford or you want some advice or you'd like to come down and pick from our toy closet, you are welcome to do so. Just give us a call for that information as well. We will put out information, just one holiday at a time. That's what we're getting up against now. I think that's pretty much the Human Services update that we can offer.
Very good. Good. Do we have anything for new business?
Maybe not new business, but.
But
maybe
under
an
other, we were gonna
update.
talk about the parking
Oh, yeah,
question that came up.
well, what I have here is the town hall parking plan. This is a plan that we all adhere to.
Yes, we do now. Yes, we do.
Well, and there are some exceptions to this plan for people like Melissa who are in and out, constantly throughout the day. It doesn't make sense for people, who are in and out constantly to park so far away. So there are some exceptions, but if you see the key, staff parking, town hall employees full-time is in pink, and there are yellow lines painted on the parking lot where we are allowed to park. Part-time staff visiting, so public are shared. These are the new spaces along the addition, along the front of the building.
Mm-hmm.
Then you see where we have the pool cars all are parked in the back, 9, along with staff parking in the back, near the police department. Rocky Hill PD, fire department, all designated by color. And the rest uncolored are public parking spaces. And for the most part, we comply, staff complies. Once in a while, you know, we have to send out, in the past, the town manager sent out emails, you know, please adhere to the parking requirements, otherwise we're gonna give you some type of internal ticket or something like
I think
Demerit.
I think the issue arose during some of the bigger events.
Yeah.
Where,
and
you know,
that's- you can see we're restricted.
yep,
You know, and the green public parking in the road up by the church at the end of Church Street Extension. We have a parking lot up by the new cul-de-sac in the back, but behind the O&L real estate building.
so is there anything, I mean, for some of the bigger events, like the Diwali event, you have 135 people. Is there any way to run like the senior bus as a shuttle to anywhere? I mean, is there anywhere? You can't use the high school because the school's in session. It's-
Elmridge Park would be the only option,
Yeah.
I think.
A golf cart.
Or the ferry, I mean, I suppose that doesn't have that many spots, but
In the winter, yeah,
yeah.
more so.
Right. Just to be aware when you have the bigger events that we're gonna have a parking issue and those that may not be able to walk, we wanna try to accommodate the best we can. It's, you know.
Yeah, there are times in the past when there were public meetings up here, and a notice would go out, like Lisa Zerio and Craig would send out a notice saying, listen, there's a meeting, please leave the employee parking spaces, at least up by Town Hall, up here, you know, open for parking. We would have to park in other places, we'd have, you know, along the street or in that parking lot that really, by the post office, there are
Right.
still some vacant spaces there that we can utilize.
Okay. I just, you know.
It's tough when the library has something going and
Right.
community center never stops.
No,
Maybe you
that's-
can schedule a lot of your stuff like in the wee hours in the morning. Midnight, and there's hours that you have not filled up yet.
Yeah, and I know you're
Saturdays.
joking about it, they may actually fill up. They may be popular if there's coffee involved.
Coffee and donuts.
Right, but, you know, I mean, it's a good problem to have.
It is a very good
You
problem
know,
to have. She does a great
Gonna
job.
have it when we built the addition, because there just wasn't enough parking. Now we just gotta be cognizant of it, when we put events on that,
There was
do the
talk-
best we can to accommodate it.
Is there a way to expand, that's a bigger issue, would expand the employee parking?
Yeah, I was just gonna mention that this property next to it is that big green grass and
Yeah.
it goes up to, there's one piece of property from Church to Silas Dean. That business is up, I think it's
Della? Is it Della?
yeah, he owns it, he's at the Cape now. We used it we leased that property for construction. of the addition.
I remember that.
There may be an opportunity, he was looking to sell it.
Definitely.
It's not
Yeah.
in our budget, I don't know how much.
Yeah, I know.
Plus we don't wanna buy the business, so we would probably wanna cut it and just buy the
Yeah,
land.
because it goes all the way to the Celestine, yeah.
I looked at that a few years ago also. Came up with a plan. Steve Sokolak kinda laid out a parallel parking lot, similar to this. So there's some drainage issue we'd have to deal with.
Okay.
But, we will continue to look at that.
Do we have anything else? Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
I'll second.